So this is a pretty neat base stand for the PS5 disc version. Your PS5 stands in the middle, you get 2 controller charging stations, and 12 slots for games. The biggest feature of this thing is that it cools your PS5 with integrated fans. Inside of the box we get the base, obviously. We get a USB-C cable that splits into 2 full-size USB cables. Oh yeah, there's a screw here, so you can attach this thing to the PS5 as well. I'm not sure if they make one of these for the digital version. This one's obviously going to be for the disc version because it has the 12 case slots. And no, the digital version of the PS5 would not fit here because it doesn't have the same dimensions as the disc model. The price is a little hefty at 40 bucks. I got it on Amazon, links in the description. No, I'm not sponsored, and yes, I got it with my own money. It was like $30 on Black Friday, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. It's probably back up at 40 bucks by the time you watch this video. I also see pretty much the same item from different brands. I guess it's pretty generic and people just put their branding on it. But yeah, you might see it from OEVO, which is the one I got, but I think there's NextGo or something like that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch from different brands, and also similar devices but a little different, basically the same thing. So what can we expect? So I have low expectations for these types of devices just by default. The biggest thing that I think could give the PS5 better cooling performance without doing too much is just opening it more, like removing the side panels. That way you allow more fresh air to move through the system. But anyway, let's actually check this thing out. To attach it, first make sure you obviously unplug your PS5 and remove anything you have on the outside. The easiest way for me was to turn it upside down, so the bottom is facing up, and this thing is only going to fit in one way, so just look at it, you'll see the correct orientation. One way to tell what's the back side is the USB ports. Those go on the back along with the PS5's I/O. Once it's in place and all lined up, you can screw it in with the included screw. You can tighten it with your hand at first and then just finish it off with a flathead screwdriver. After that, you're done. It's very easy. Once you turn it back upright, you'll see that it does take noticeably more space than the PS5 alone. That wasn't such a good thing for me because I'm very limited on space and the PS5 is already a big boy. I think most of us have noticed how big the PS5 is. The base has a plastic body, but it nicely resembles the PS5's material and style. It's a bit lightweight on its own, but with the PS5 attached to it, it feels sturdy, like it's not going to fall over or anything. The PS5's not going to, fly out. And it's the same shade of white and it blends in great with the console. Even the texture of it feels the same as that of the side panels. So it's quite good. It's not Sony approved or recommended or anything, but that doesn't really mean anything. Loaded up with games and a controller, it looks good. Games fit in nice and tight. They won't be sliding out of there. I don't know how that'll hold up over the years. Maybe the slots become loose or something. I don't know, but for now, they're nice and snug. Like I said, I can fit up to 12 games, which is a lot. Currently I have 7 PS5 titles and 13 for the PS4. I only have one controller though, so I can't load this thing up all the way. Naturally, when you have a cooling device or something with a fan, you're gonna ask 2 questions. How loud is it, and how well does it cool? It can definitely be loud. That's one negative on it. Here's a couple clips on the sound. Okay, so right now, PS5 is on, no disc inserted, and it's just in the home screen. And that's the fan running at the highest level. Pretty loud. Let's turn down the fan a little bit. Okay, so this is the lowest level. Okay, let's turn the fan completely off. And since we're just in the home screen, not running a game, the PS5's fans aren't going to be running right now. If you're gaming with your TV or your monitor speakers, it can definitely be loud. It's going to be noticeable. You're going to hear it, especially if you have it on full blast. The PS5 is already known to get pretty loud, and this thing at the low settings, it's a bit more manageable but still noticeable. If you're using headphones though, you probably won't hear it at all. On the cooling side, it was something that I couldn't completely test. I kind of just had to get a feel for it. One thing I do want to note is that the PS5 still got warm towards the back after a bit of gaming. I mean, it's still exhausting hot air, supposed to do that, but I'm not entirely sure this thing actually feeds it cool air to begin with. When it's on and the fan is spinning, you can feel cool air coming off the side between the controller stations, so it is producing it, but I don't know if it's going into the console. Without the console attached, you cannot feel any air moving through the vents that's supposed to go up through the bottom of the console. If it's trying to exhaust hot air through the bottom, that probably won't work too well, especially when there's no intake in that bottom area to bring in fresh air. If it's supposed to bring fresh air from the bottom, that would be good, but once again, you don't actually feel cool air moving through the upper side. That's why I think these things are more of a gimmick. They're easy to sell because it's a cool PS5 accessory, and gamers want what's best for the console, but like I said earlier, you're better off buying a side panel that has a cutout for the fan. That way the hot air can leave in peace. I've seen these on Amazon, and some of them even have some cool lighting features like what you'd see in a gaming PC. I might get one of those soon. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and as always,
Screw you guys, I'm going home.